Suzanne Kellner-Zink from Dunning Vision's Hypnosis, here to talk to you about building confidence in your sales skills. Do you doubt your sales abilities? Do you kind of worry whether or not you know what you're doing is correct? Have you had past failures? Have you gotten negative feedback? Or maybe it's the rejection that's caused you to get down on yourself. Or maybe you don't even believe in the product or service you're selling. If that's the case, stop selling that service and product and go find something that you believe in, because trust me, it's near impossible to sell a service or product that you do not believe in. Better that you use yourself, because then you know it actually works. The reason that I can sell my hypnosis to pretty much anyone who I want to work with is I don't work with everybody. They gotta want to heal now and not be wanting inquirers, because I'm not doing talk therapy with them. I'm doing hypnotism. It's totally different. It's because I have healed myself of several things. I got rid of a 2x2, God, I can't even say this, 2.2 centimeter brain tumor. It was not cancerous. I visualized it away because I remembered my mentor. He worked on oncology and he helped his patients do similar types of things. It took 2 years, but it was gone when they did the MRI after 2 years. I got rid of bipolar 2 with 5 minutes timeline therapy, thanks to Todd James telling me what negative emotions I needed to get rid of. It was after 14 years of talk therapy, individual and group, as well as too much medication for my system, because it started toxifying my kidneys. Thankfully, I had a psychiatrist who knew what to do and to get me the right testing and took me right off it. And then about a month later, I went to a very intense training with Todd and Adriana James, and that's where he helped me get rid of it for good. And yes, the psychiatrist followed me for 10 months, and when we realized that everything was fine, I stopped seeing her because, well, I'm a hypnotist. I go to my hypnotist buddies to help me out. Just to say that I believe in what I'm selling and doing because it helped me. It helped me get rid of bronchial asthma. I was seeing my doctor every 6 months. He didn't know what to do to help me. An 8-hour intervention with a brand new hypnotist NLP practitioner in our master practitioner program, where we had to actually do the 8-hour intervention, helped me get rid of it. So of course I'm a believer in this stuff. And that's why I'm able to sell it to other people, but only people who are ready to heal now. So that's super important in terms of being successful. Understand that you need to find a need for the people. Ask them what they're interested in. Ask them what they're doing. Figure out if this is something that's viable for them. Can they afford it? Can you make payment plans? Or how can you make it fit their budget if that's a problem? Because I know that people always say that, well, when people say they don't have money, they're just lying. I'm telling you, I've had many times when I didn't have the money. Okay? When you're self-employed and the economy goes up and down, maybe you don't have that money. This is the reality. So let's be realistic with what's going on with our people. And let's be humble enough and realistic enough to listen to what they're saying and see what we can work out for them. Understand also that people don't want to be sold. I've been saying this over and over again in these videos. It sounds really redundant, so I've been putting these out, but it's true. People want to buy stuff. Too many Americans are hoarders of all this crap they don't need. One of the guys that I dated after me and my ex split up, his whole house was full of crap. He'd go to one of these stores, discount stores, and he'd spend $200 without thinking about it. Just getting crap off the shelves, and then he'd just throw it in his house and he'd use very little of it. He had a hole in his soul, okay? He was kind of a depressive. This is the way that he kind of self-medicated, that and abusing alcohol, sadly. That ended after he ended up in rehab after almost killing himself with alcohol, trying to self-medicate himself from really bad pain he was having, bone-on-bone hip problem, which he finally had a hip replacement for. But these are the things, people. Let us understand who our prospect is and why they might want or need what we have to offer before we go deluging them with all the benefits of what we have. Because it's not really about the benefit. It's the benefit of the benefit. So for my clients, it's not so much getting rid of their trauma or the emotional charge off their traumas. It's helping them live a life that they never knew they were going to be able to live because the mental health providers that they saw before them told them that it was impossible. They'd always have to manage their symptoms instead of getting rid of their symptoms. I'm here to help them get rid of their symptoms so they can move on with life and enjoy the hobbies that many of my clients, unfortunately, were so sick early in life, especially the anorexics and bulimics, they don't even know what their hobbies are, never mind doing them. But thankfully, I'm a hypnotist and I can help them get in touch with that. And to understand that you gotta build the rapport first. Build the rapport. I usually will ask people about their interest or what they like, especially if I'm working with kids, They all have these really interesting interests, and then from there we can talk about the stuff that they need to do, and then from there we can talk about the problems, and from there they can tell me what they'd like to see the outcome be, and then I can set up a treatment plan for them once I go through their detailed personal history to figure out all the things that we need to do to help them to heal all their stuff. It's really quite magical. So this is what you need to do. You need to take the steps. You got to build a rapport. Find a need. Figure out how you can fill it. And more importantly, what is your product and service going to bring to your client beyond the obvious? How is it going to enrich their life? Not necessarily monetarily, but in all kinds of ways. Bring more happiness to them, more fulfillment, more whatever people love in this life of ours, right? And if you do that, I promise you, you will be able to, shall we say, build your confidence and be able to sell the right prospects your product or services with class and with the dignity for both of you. How perfect is that? If you found this to be helpful, I'll have some resources down below that you can check out so that you can get more help from me in the future. There's also a playlist for this particular series on sales trainers and sales reps with a bunch of videos. As always, I thank you for spending your time with me. Till next time. Bye-bye.